Hey everyone, this is RC again with another recap video of the week, and just wanted to go over some stuff that I learned about my own system, and it's something that I feel like you kind of need to tinker with at times to really understand like when you should scale some and like let your winners run, right? And so I think the biggest thing that I feel like saying is that like before when I was trying to do this, I was doing like 4 to 1. I would scale at 4 to 1, so I get like a 2R and then let the rest ride. But then I started to realize, and this is like pretty big, I started to realize that there were stocks that would go up to 3 to 1 based on my own strategy, and then like they would just rip right after, right? But then it would be leaving me, or it would leave me at an area where I take 1R where I could have gone like 5 to 6R just by waiting, right? And you don't really know those things at the time that you're doing it. So this week was like pretty brutal. Good in general for me because for the most part on all of these positions, majority of them or in total cumulative, um, I'm up like 20R, which is really good. And then I just feel like I could have had a lot more. But again, that's greed talking. But at the same time, I feel like during the time that I was just doing risk management, was I trading the best? I don't know if I was. It's still still an area where I'm still trying to improve greatly. And I feel like that's just the game, the process of, looking at your system like, okay, what can I do this? Can I do this or do this? Right. And so far, I feel like, having a 38% win rate um, has helped me. Just knowing that, like, okay, if I take a trade, I know like almost like 60% of the time I'm going to lose. But this has been pretty good. There are some strategies that I'm doing in general, and not all strategies here are you won't know based on like what I have in front of you. But there are two specific strategies, and one I'm still tweaking with right now. And I think that if I had done that, it would have been a totally different story. But I'll have to figure that out later. It's not something that I need to really think about. I think the biggest thing is that like when I size heavy, right? That's where things get kind of out of whack. But um, anyways, some of these stocks that you see in front of you, and I'll go over this on chart wise on like what happens and stuff like that. But three of these stocks, TXG, EW2X, and EOS, those were stocks that I did not execute on. And that was a pretty big mistake just because the fact is that like if I had executed on them, it would be really different. Let me show you guys like the actual chart. So the one thing about this is a different sticker I was looking at right now. So ASTS, one of the areas that this is like I'll go over to this, right? But like one of the areas that I actually bought on this level right here, on this breakout level. And I think I bought it at like 89, I believe. 89, like 89.78 or something like that. And this thing goes all the way to like 102 or something like that. I bought it over here. Sorry. I bought it on this day. I bought it this day and I had to stop to here. And where's 89? 89.57. There you go. 89.57. So it breaks out, goes to 101, right? And so my average on this was I was up 3R already, and then like I could have scaled some and then be able to rebuy on this candle, on this candle, right? But the thing is that what ended up happening is that like that wasn't an area for me where I wanted to risk that, so I just took a 1R, so I sold it here. And then the next days it does this, which is a 30% gain, right? So that's the time where it's like, Jesus, like the here to here, or like here to here, is a pretty big gain. And when I think about that, I'm just like, I sold off one R to get that, but that brought me in a greater sense. That kind of helped me understand more about my own system. Just like, okay, scale at 3R for buying breakouts, scale at 3R, let the rest ride. And then there's another strategy that I'll have to figure out on what I need to do. So I think that's one thing that I'll have to really figure out. But I just kind of feel like if it closes either below the 10-day or whatever it is, like I just need to figure that out. But anyways, another one was FLNC. I actually bought on this candle on the breakout here. So there's like a mini base right here. So if you could see the mini base. The mini base right here, bought on this candle, again, goes up to 3R, and then it comes back down. I took a 1R on this, and then I just watched this thing like just pull back all the way, or go up all the way, and I'm just like, man, from from like 2260 all the way here, that's pretty good. That's 24% gain. That's pretty good, right? So that trade recap, I was like, okay, well, I need to figure out. I mean, so far the 3R thing has been working pretty well, so I'm grateful for that. But in general, that's kind of like what I'm thinking about. EOS, so mini base right here, 3-day mini base, 1, 2, 3, couldn't get above, finally breaks above, and then I didn't take this, and then I just watched this thing go to like all the way up here, and I'm like, why am I doing this to myself? So, the moral of the story is, take it. Same thing here. I was waiting for this, it closed above, and then this does that type of move. Definitely could have scaled some here and then let it go. Same thing here. TXG, this was brutal for me, actually. This was super brutal for me. And the reason why is because I was actually watching this, and then I was like, higher lows, 50 SMA catches the base, has a break above majority of these candles, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and this is an area that got tested, breaks above it, right? And yeah, 24% gain. So multiple like 6R wins, multiple, that's like a portfolio. If I were to think about it, like multiple 6R wins, like you think about like how much that is, it's pretty substantial. So there's like 5 of these tickers, right? Oh yeah, I don't even want to talk about it. But when you look at the greater side of this, right? What's the best thing I could take from this? Like consistent profitability, which is really, really good. Understanding my system more, which is really, really good. Yes, this is a hard market, and if you're not having traction, that's okay, because a lot of people aren't getting traction. It's a very selective market. And you can tell by that just by looking at the Qs. Like, look at the Qs. Qs are like been ranging in this area right here. I mean, theoretically, kind of like higher lows, higher lows, higher lows. And we kind of reclaimed, we went from the 50 all the way back up to the 21 EMA, close on the 21 EMA. And if this thing breaks out this way, that is amazing, because this is a huge ass base that's going to start like gain traction to like February, March-ish, in my opinion, if it breaks this area. The SPY, right? You look at the SPY, same thing, right? RSP has been killing it, in my opinion. RSP, this is like where people need to understand, like, that when there's rotation, there's rotation. There's rotation outward. Everything is rising. All MAs are rising. This is a fat ass fucking bull market. I don't know how long this lasts, but it's a fat ass fucking bull market. Another thing is IWM, which is small caps and mid caps, right? They're all above like all-time highs. Like, what more would you ask for? You can't really say like, oh, we're we're in a bear market. Like, how the fuck is this a bear market when you have like all of this shit going on? Yeah, it could pull back, but like majority of the time, I don't know. Like, that's pretty fucking hard to, what I'm saying? But we've been up for a while. But in my opinion, what's coming next is tech, or large caps are going to start to come back into the picture. And while, like, these ones either kind of like go consolidate their moves and stuff like that, but that's just my thoughts. Anyway, just some thoughts on that. So FYI. All right, everybody. I think that is a good enough reminder here.